Welcome back. A recent AP Viacom poll found that young people aged 18 to 24 think achieving the American dream will be harder for them. That's a grim view for students looking to graduate, and many of them with the college loans to prove it. Joining me here today are Montclair State University students Ellie Rosario and Valentina Di Donato. How do you feel about your future prospects for finding a decent paying job in a field that you want to pursue?
I think that future is bleak to me because my father, who's been jobless for about 2 years, he's a welder, and my brother, who's a college graduate, he's been jobless for about a year. So me graduating in August, I feel like I'm going to fall right into the same path. Yeah, that's...
And Ellie, have you been looking for a job? Have you been trying to pursue employment prior to graduating? And what have companies been saying to you as you come in for an interview, if you even get the interview?
Yes, I've been looking for internships, trying to get in where I fit in, hitting my contacts because it's who you know, and I haven't really gotten any type of response. Yeah.
That is a frustrating thing. I mean, when you're looking to graduate college, you're looking to starting your new life and moving out and moving on and along. And I can imagine how frustrating that must be when the fact of the matter is you really do want to work, and just finding the job out there, it's making it impossible. Valentina, I know that you're a junior, so what are you looking forward to in your future when you graduate? What field are you going into? And are you gearing up for the challenges that you're going to face when you have to graduate?
Well, like Ellie was saying, it's definitely a little grimmer than my parents' generation. So I have to pursue internships, which I'm doing, and work experience at this point also as an undergraduate also has to be sort of geared to my major, which is political science. So there's a lot more involved, I think, than previous generations had to go through. Is it a part of the globalization and sort of the higher competition that our world is facing? I think so. And I think it's just part of the reality today and that we have to sort of evolve with.
Right. I mean, do you feel that the government intervention is affecting the economy? I mean, 75% view the economy as poor. 40% think it will be harder to raise a family in the lifestyle that they would like, and even more think it's going to be difficult to buy a house. And while 53% think saving for retirement is going to be challenging, how much do you think the government impact has to do with the economy and in hurting your job prospects for the future?
Well, I definitely think it has something to do with, how policy is going today. Like my mother, for example, works at an elementary school, and there were cuts, and she got that pink slip, that horrible pink slip, and it's a blow to our family income, and that's something that sort of Chris Christie mandated, and that's an inevitable thing that our state is going through right now.
Do you really think it was through his mandate, or the fact that the unions were not willing to negotiate on their contract? I mean, from my gathering of the facts is that if the unions were more willing to negotiate on a contract, people would not have to have been laid off. So that's what I'm saying, where this intertwining of the government and its impact that's happening on the economy. I know that's a little off track, but what do you think, Valentina?
Well, I definitely think that his say has a very real effect, and it did. The unions obviously aren't really... I think Chris Christie sort of has more weight in this issue. I think his decision has more weight in what comes or goes. So I definitely think that was an impact of a decision he made.
Right, and you're not finding any fault with the NJEA. I'm probably going to press you a little on it. Were you or not?
Oh, absolutely.
I know that he's mandating it because
Absolutely.
Obviously we need something in our economy to get it moving. It's people who are a government employee, the only way they're getting that paycheck really is through the taxpayer. So we have to find a way to sort of address that. But I guess we should be getting back to really the focus of this and you guys looking towards your future.
Right.
Ellie, I know that you're finding it frustrating. It's hard for your parents as well. And it seems like we're getting into this downward spiral now of having more people that are going to be on social assistance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, is that a reality for your family?
No, not exactly. They do work, but for me, I feel like I'm gonna have to do what they do is, play that role of working a job to pay back my loans, and the job will most likely be something I don't really want to do.
Exactly, and that is the problem, as we were talking in our previous segment about the individual. So when the economy is bad and when you have the government reaching more and more into the everyday aspects of life, your individualism is being pressed upon. You can't go out and do that job that you would love to do. I mean, before, people used to have a business making money doing something that they truly loved. And it's unfortunate now that it seems that we're going more towards a path of a job necessary just to put food on the table, as opposed to a job that you love and brings you joy. I mean, after all, this is the place that we're spending most of our day. How do you feel about losing that individual aspect to your job choice and where you want to head in the future?
I feel that's very, very frightening. It keeps me up at night, really, that I can't, that my life is going to consist of something I really don't want to do. I don't like the thought of surviving in a country that is not like a third world country completely.
Exactly. Now, Ellie, so I'm going to ask both of you, did you both vote for the current administration? Did you vote for President Obama?
Yes.
And what made you cast that yes vote?
To be honest with you, my mother told me to vote for him, and she basically taught me what was going on, so I voted for him.
Okay. And do you regret that decision? I mean, do you feel that some of his policies are counterproductive to what it is that you want to do in the future?
Yeah. I feel like certain promises weren't kept, and
Exactly.
that's a disappointment.
That is. Valentina, how about you?
I also did vote for President Obama. I personally was sort of exhausted by the previous administration
Sure.
and what
That's a
was
fair
going
assessment.
on. I feel like a lot of unnecessary money was going into things that I didn't personally completely agree with, and I feel like there was a lot of sort of underhanded
And
policy
how do you
going
feel
on.
about the administration now? How would you characterize
It's
this
also,
administration?
it's also not perfect. It is also not perfect, and I knew that voting. I knew that, yes, change, fine, but
Was it the change that you had bargained for, or was it the change that you were looking for? When he said change, what in your mind, what hit you, what triggered you to want to vote for Obama when he said hope and change?
well, personally, I do think that one of the benefits of President Obama is that he has sort of, for some people, reinstilled what the American dream is, and he is someone that came from nothing. He is someone that worked his way up. He is someone that sort of made it happen out of hard work. And
Now, do you feel that your hard work is not going to be rewarded? That's not the exact biography that I've heard of President Obama, is that he did have entree into the best schools. But anyway, I mean, how are you feeling, back to you, how are you feeling about how you are going to be rewarded for your hard work as you are coming up the ranks? Do you think, and I mean, that is what this country was built on, the American dream,
Right.
is your hard work and being rewarded for it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that by working hard and pushing yourself along that you're going to be able to achieve that dream, really, that past generations have, and where your generation seems to maybe the first generation that's not going to achieve and go beyond the generation before it?
I definitely feel that although it is harder than previous generations, sheer hard work will definitely pay off. But I think it's a different type of hard work than it was before. I think now it's a lot more networking involved, a lot more sort of pushing yourself socially to meet people and to sort of network. I think that's a bigger part
Right,
of it.
that's always been part of the process,
Right.
but if the jobs aren't there, I mean, when a low-paying job is put out and you have people with degrees, and for 3 positions you have 900 people online applying for that job, that says a lot about our economy. What do you think the government can do to make our economy better? Ellie, do you have any thoughts on that?
I think they should open up those jobs that these 900 people, whoever stand online, are qualified for. They should open up those jobs that these people went to college for 4 years. And
Do you think it is the government that's stopping it, or is it just the government infringement on the private sector that's stopping it? I mean, as the government gives private industry more and more rules and regulations and taxes, that's the less money they have to hire someone. I mean, would you like to see the government take a step back so that you can enjoy the opportunities ahead of you?
yeah, an opportunity, because isn't that the big thing with this country, is the
That is
opportunity.
exactly what this country is all about. So now in the upcoming election in New Jersey, since we have an opportunity to change over the entire state legislature and assembly, do you think that you're going to do your homework a little more, Ellie, and
Yes.
and really vote for the guy who resonates with your value system instead of, and not that there's anything wrong with listening to your mom, but so that you can make that decision for yourself? What do you think? How do you think you're going to handle this next election?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to have to think for myself, because I'm going to be a graduate, so I can't rely on my parents or anybody else.
That's right. You're ready to be the individual you were meant to be.
Mhm.
And Valentina, what do you think? How are you going to be handling these upcoming elections? Are you going to do a lot more research and knowing your candidate?
Well, like also, like Ellie was saying, definitely we all have to choose for ourselves. We can't sort of be fed information and just vote according to that. We have to choose for our personal benefit, so that we can better ourselves and pursue what we love and do what we love.
That's right. That's what it's all about, that we
Mhm.
should be able to pursue what we love. And then as we move along in society, that's when we have the opportunity to give back as well. I want to thank you both so much for your input on this subject. Thank you both for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.